Hey, can everybody hear me? Hello, everyone. Another unexpected live today. We just finished streaming our original podcast series. We concluded today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us every day for that little celebration. But today we have breaking news when it comes to for Libby and Abby, Abigail Williams and Liberty German. Kelsey German has requested we say their name today with all the release of the many documents that we've received and the information. Kelsey German has requested that we share Libby and Abby's name more than you know who. And I'm going to state his name and then we'll go from there because that's what this is going to be about. This is going to be about justice for Libby and Abby. And there is some important information that's come down in some documents, and I just wanted to quickly share it. We're still delving into all of the documents, but I had to get on and talk about this, what we learned today. So Richard M. Allen, he is charged with murdering these two precious girls. We have knowledge now, at least according to court documents, that he has confessed not once, but multiple times in a phone call to his wife, Kathy Allen, a jailhouse phone call that was recorded on April 3rd of this year, 2023. I'm going to read that to all of you because there has been a lot of doubt. There's been a lot of speculation. There's been a lot of criticism for law enforcement. Do they actually have enough to charge this man, Richard Allen, to go forward with a trial? So this piece of information is a really important nugget, in my opinion, enough that we needed to go live with this info. All right, so I have placed in the description of this video all of the documents so that you can pour through them on your own. We are very pro looking at the evidence here at Hidden True Crime. So go ahead, find that link in the description of this video and go through all of the documents that they have released today from Allen Superior Court. Allen Superior Court is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And they released all of the documents today when it comes to, not all of them, a lot of them when it comes to state of Indiana versus Richard Allen. So let's go over this part that I said is the most telling. Now, on this channel before, we've read the evidence they have for Richard M. Allen before they arrested him or when they arrested him. We read the probable cause. We've read the evidence on this channel before. But just an overview, we have witnesses that put him on the bridge that day. We have a gun that they have concluded is him, or, you know, some people doubt that. Do they really have enough evidence when it comes to the gun? But because he had a round matching or a cycled round that matched a firearm that he owned and that he had purchased. So charges were filed against Richard M. Allen on October 28th, 2022 for 2 counts of murder for, again, Libby and Abby. Justice for Libby and Abby. This is what this is about. Once Richard M. Allen was taken into custody in October 2022, last year, he was moved to the Westville Correctional Facility, which is part of the Indiana Department of Corrections, and for safekeeping. He has been in this said facility since November 2022. When Richard M. Allen entered his cell, it was equipped with a video recorder, which records his activities within the cell. There are also logs indicating where Richard M. Allen leaves the cell and for what purposes. He is also being seen by medical providers and mental health specialists to evaluate his physical condition and monitor his mental health. Richard M. Allen also has the ability to use a tablet in his cell to send text messages and to make phone calls and listen to music. Whether we agree with that or not, he has those things. Upon Richard M. Allen's arrival to the facility, he was placed on watch. I'm going to say S watch here to be careful that we aren't checked by YouTube. I think we all know what that is. He was put on watch because of his mental health, in other words. I'm going to stop reading here and check everyone, check the comments as I do this. Hey, Stephanie, thank you for being here. Both Stephanies, both of our wonderful Stephanie moderators, thank you for being here. All right. Okay. Text me, moderators, if I need to see something very quickly as I continue reading this, because I cannot see the comments and read at the same time. And if one of the moderators wants to jump on here and help me pin, you're welcome to pin comments. So I will keep going. So he's in custody. He has, again, in his cell phone, text messages, phone calls, and the ability to listen to music. Upon Richard M. Allen's arrival to the facility, he's placed on S watch because of certain statements that he did make about harming himself. Throughout his stay, his mental health did improve to the point that he was taken off of S watch. He was also participating in recreation time and beginning to exercise. The facility reports that he was doing well and that they had no issues or concerns. His day-to-day demeanor was that he was quiet. He read a lot of books. He did crossword puzzles, and he exercised daily. And it's really important to share all this. They're making they're laying out all the evidence to say when this phone call was made, when this recording was made, he was stable. That's why this is important, so that they can submit this in court. So they're laying all of this out. His day-to-day demeanor was quiet. He read a lot of books, did crossword puzzles. He exercised daily. They were not concerned with him harming himself anymore. On April 3rd, 2023, Richard M. Allen made a phone call to his wife, Kathy Allen. In that phone call, Richard M. Allen admits several times that he killed Abby and Libby. Investigators had the phone call transcribed, and the transcription confirms that Richard M. Allen admits that he committed the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. He admits several times within the phone call that he committed the offenses as charged. His wife, Kathy Allen, ends the phone call abruptly. This is such an important piece of information. And if we want justice in this case, which we all do, this is going to be it, a confession. So that's why I just simply wanted to come here and share this. Thank you, everyone. Justice for Libby and Abby. Just like Kelsey German has asked us, Liberty's sister, today, we're going to use their names today more than his name. So we have, this is incredible to me reading this. Soon after, the attorneys for Richard M. Allen filed an emergency motion to modify safekeeping order. In that motion, the defense states that Richard M. Allen's mental state has declined because Westville Correctional Facility is unfit and that he should be moved. Defense also makes allegations that his mental health has declined to the point where Richard M. Allen has been deprived of his constitutional right to assist in his defense of this case. Further, defense alleges that his mental capacity has declined because of his incarceration at Westville Correctional Facility. Defense has also challenged that his treatment is unconstitutional. And we've heard this. We've heard this argument time and time again. His defense has argued time and time again that his treatment has been unconstitutional. So soon after, investigators were made aware by the warden of Westville Correctional Facility that Richard M. Allen began to act strangely. Richard M. Allen was wetting down paperwork he had gotten from his attorneys and was eating it. He was refusing to eat, I guess, food, not the paperwork, but he was refusing to eat actual food, and he was refusing to sleep. He would go days on end refusing to sleep. He further broke the tablet that he used for text messages and phone calls. By the way, let's talk about that really quickly. This is a man who the defense has been saying the way they're holding him has been unconstitutional, that he has been treated terribly. He does have a tablet to text. He has these things in his cell. I'm not going to make a statement whether it is or isn't unconstitutional. I don't know. I want to lay that out there. I don't know. But they're laying out evidence here for this purpose to say he even had a tablet to be able to text, but he broke it. So he further broke the tablet that he used for text messages and phone calls. To date, Richard M. Allen, this is interesting. Okay, listen to this. To date, Richard M. Allen still has not made a phone call since April 3rd, 2023. That is really interesting. So he could, since that phone call, think about that. He confesses multiple times in April 3rd to his wife, and his wife ends the call abruptly. and he has not made a call since. I have a lot of questions for Dr. John. On April 14th, 2023, so this would be about a week and a half after this phone call, Richard M. Allen was evaluated by 2 psychiatrists and 1 psychologist. So psychiatrists, again, we get this question all the time. They're medical doctors. Psychiatrists prescribe, they're medical doctors. My brother's a psychiatrist. And 1 psychologist, Dr. John's a psychologist. You know, they assess and evaluate and do a lot of testing. So he was evaluated by 3 people here to discuss his turn in behavior and whether or not there was a need for involuntary medication. The panel would also discuss moving Richard M. Allen to a different facility that has a psychiatric unit. From that meeting, it was determined that Richard M. Allen did not need involuntary medication and that he did not need to be moved to another facility. Since that meeting, Richard M. Allen has began to eat again and has begun to sleep. His behavior has begun to return to what it was prior to making that admission on April 3rd, 2023. Investigators believe the information that Westville Correctional Facility has gathered since Richard M. Allen was placed in that facility is important to the investigation. Investigators believe that there is video evidence that will include his admissions. So we can actually watch this. So it's not just recorded and transcribed, but actual video that will be able, well, I don't know if the public will be able to see. I assume so in court, but certainly they're hoping to share this in court. Investigators also, so the video will include his admissions plus his behavior prior to the admission and directly after. I would love for Dr. John to see that. Investigators also believe logs kept of his daily routines are important to determine when he was in his cell and when he was removed and the reasons he was removed. Further, any records of physical exams and or mental exams will be important to determine the state of his mental and physical health. This information is needed to refute the allegations made in defense's emergency motion to modify safekeeping order. The evidence is also necessary to refute the allegations of diminished mental capacity and or other possible defenses. It may also be important as the state introduces additional evidence gathered, including admissions made by Richard M. Allen himself. Investigators believe all of the information is important in the continued investigation for murder of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. For these reasons, the state is requesting the employment records for Richard Allen as specified in the attached subpoena documents. And this is what this is. It's what we're reading right now. I didn't even tell you is a subpoena request. The request is made for the purpose of an investigation regarding murder. Further, in response to the observations made by the investigating officer, the state believes that Richard Allen is a suspect in the criminal acts. The state believes that the employment records would be able to confirm or support that the law enforcement has acquired as a result of the murder investigation. And then it continues for a request to produce said records. So let me come back and look at you all. All right. So, wow. It's, I agree. I can't imagine. Think about his wife hears this. She ends the call abruptly and they haven't talked since, or maybe she's visited him. I'm not sure, but he hasn't made a phone call since. I can't imagine. So this is big news. This is very big news. I just had to get on and share this because not every case gets an alleged confession. Of course, we haven't heard this. We've only heard what the state says about this. I just read what the state says about this, alleged confession. But it sounds, wow. And to say they have video, sound, that it happens multiple times, that he was not on a watch during the time. It looks, I'm going to say, promising when it comes to justice for these young girls, for Libby and for Abby. May justice be served. We're still, again, poring over all of these documents, and I welcome all of you to join Hidden True Crime in poring over the documents. Let's do this as a community. Let us know what you find in the comments. You can find all of those documents with a link in the description of our video. Also, just a couple of hidden true crime updates separate from this case. On Saturday, Dr. John and I are planning to jump back onto the Brian Koberger Idaho 4 case. We have some things to share, some thoughts to share about Brian Koberger. So that will be Saturday night at 5:30 Pacific. Tonight, Dr. John has his book club meeting. There's a link to that in the description of this video as well. That starts at 6 p.m. Pacific tonight. Although he is not going to do a book, he's going to do his first ever movie, Silence of the Lambs, a classic to many of you. I know for a fact that he went to bed late because he was rewatching the movie. I don't know how many times. Usually we watch movies together, but I was not in the mood, I'll be honest, to watch Silence of the Lambs last night. So he did that on his own. But he's preparing for a wonderful meeting tonight to discuss psychology and this movie and true crime. So hit the link to our Patreon account, patreon.com/hidden true crime in the description of this video if you want to join that Zoom session tonight. And then last day to buy our limited merchandise in celebration of our 3rd anniversary or 3rd birthday for Hidden True Crime. Those that follow along with us know that we have been all month celebrating our 3rd birthday here at Hidden True Crime. We have some special limited merchandise, and you can find that. It's the last day to get quite a few of those designs. That link is also in the description of this video. So a lot to share there. Again, please head to the description of our video, though, to delve into all of those documents that have been released today by Allen Superior Court in Fort Wayne, Indiana. But this nugget, this is big. And again, thank you to Kelsey German for reminding all of us, let's say their names today more than his name. So justice for Abby and for Libby. And I think that we're going to get there. I believe in it. I believe in the justice. So, all right, guys, thank you. And we'll see you guys. The book club members, we'll see you tonight. I think I'm going to jump on for the first little bit, and then we'll see you all Saturday night as well. Hit subscribe for these unexpected lives when there's breaking news as well, and hit notifications. See you, everyone.